The Honor Code is the university's statement on academic integrity written by students in 1921.
It articulates university expectations of students and faculty
in establishing and maintaining the highest standards in academic work.
The Honor Code is an undertaking of the students, individually and collectively.
That they will not give or receive aid in examinations.
That they will not give or receive unpermitted aid in classwork.
In preparation of reports, or in any other work that is to be used by the instructor on the basis of grading.
They will do their share and take an active part in seeing to it that others, as well as themselves, uphold the spirit and the letter of the Honor Code.
The Honor Code is trying to foster this sense of responsibility and trust, not just between students, but also between students and faculty.
For me, the Honor Code provided me a lot of opportunity to keep up with my studies. In the fall, Stanford Soccer has to travel to different games, especially in the Pac-12. So we miss a lot of exams and a lot of homeworks and stuff like that. And it's really nice when your professors automatically trust you.
Students should keep in mind that the Honor Code is not out there to try and get them or catch them when they mess up.
It's an expectation that we behave like adults.
The idea that the university and my professors and my peers trust me, it's this integrity that I think I carry with myself all the time.
The Honor Code is there to encourage us to learn. When you're violating the Honor Code, you're not learning and you're not giving your education the respect that it deserves and the time that it deserves. And I think for that reason, it's critical.
I think that people are very cognizant and appreciative of the Honor Code as what it brings to the educational environment, which is a sense of personal accountability.
The Honor Code is more important as a reminder that we're here to live honorably and we're here to become ethical human beings.
There's a lot of pressures here at Stanford and it's really stressful, and I think it's really easy for us to be tempted to cheat because we've been so ingrained to get straight A's or be the best that we can be.
I think what leads to someone deciding to violate the Honor Code is usually just a little bit of desperation. I think it usually happens when students are really low on sleep, they're low on time, they've taken on too many commitments, and they've gotten to a point where it really isn't about learning. It's not about, they're not in their classes to learn as much as they just need to get by.
I think there are two different ways that lead people to violating the Honor Code. One, I think there's the honest mistake. I know it's happened to me a couple times where I will forget to cite something until the last possible moment. And I think the other kind is this place is stressful and we're all trying to do our best and trying to succeed and excel here. And I think sometimes it gets overwhelming and there are shortcuts that can be taken that seem like they won't cost very much. And I think cheating is one of those shortcuts that ends up costing a lot in the long run.
It's important to speak up either to an individual or to an academic staff member when someone is violating the Honor Code, because we have an important standard here at Stanford.
I understand this idea of not wanting to be the person who reports cheating, but the fact is that the only way that this whole system works is if everyone's in it together.
If your friend is doing something to hurt the community, which they're doing, if they're violating the Honor Code, it's your responsibility as a friend and as a fellow student and as a member of the community to uphold the community standard and call them out on it.
There's usually plenty of opportunities for people to rectify their mistakes before things accelerate to more drastic consequences. So I really think that talking to people first before taking drastic measures is the way to go.
Thinking about pushing past a comfort zone is really important in terms of figuring out who you are essentially as a person and where you want to go from here and what the next steps are and how to really get the most out of being here.
This is one of those ways where you can own your Stanford experience and own your part in Stanford. And it may feel awkward and it may feel like you're tattling on someone, but what you're doing is actually keeping us all honest and living up to what it means to be a Stanford student.
I think one reason people think that expectations with the Honor Code are unclear is because there are so many diverse classes at Stanford, lots of different subjects, different professors, different labs, lectures, seminars. There's a lot of different variety. And so there's no single what is acceptable and what isn't across all classes. It's very class specific.
A lot of engineering coursework is incredibly collaborative, and that definitely brings up the question of, well, where's the line between collaborating and maintaining the honor code and maybe crossing that line?
Using the people around you for help is great and completely should be encouraged, but it should be with the base understanding of wanting to understand the material and a lot of what's going on in class compared to just getting the answers for the grade.
It's okay to fail, and being okay with like not being the best would really help out with, deterring honor code violations.
Just do your own work. If ever you read a paper or look something up, always cite it. If you collaborate with someone, make sure that you cite that collaboration.
Students definitely underestimate how flexible Stanford is and how human our professors are, in that it's not that hard to email your professor and say, I'm really over my head right now. I have this much work to do, or like I have these commitments, and I was wondering if I could have an extra couple days on this final paper.
It's important to keep in mind that it is going to be overwhelming and that it's completely okay to say, I don't understand what's going on right now, or I don't really know what I'm doing, can you help me? Be that to a TA, to your roommate, to your RA, to an academic advisor. I think the biggest part is just knowing that you are not alone going through this experience.
It's definitely not a sign of weakness to ask for help. I think everybody needs help at some point, and what kind of makes the problem worse is that you see your classmates and you only see them doing well because they're not asking for help. And then you start to feel like, oh, well, maybe it's just me. Like, maybe I'm just struggling.
I think asking for help is one of the biggest signs of strength that I've seen here. I think asking for help shows that you know your limits and that you want to be better than what you can do at that exact moment.
I think what I've learned a lot this year is kind of being strong in my voice and my views. And I think that can sometimes be confused with being really harsh, but I think I've experienced that on the field with my teammates as well as with my peers in the classroom. When something isn't right and you speak up intelligently and calmly and clearly about that, your peers are going to respect that and they're going to listen and absorb it and hopefully change their action for the better.
I think cheating affects the community by creating an environment where people can't trust each other, or where people are less open to helping each other and collaborating and being more on guard about things like that. I think it's a really, really beautiful thing about Stanford that people want to help each other and want to form study groups and want to see each other succeed. And I think that cheating makes it harder to do that.
The Stanford Honor Code is a great influence and inspiration to not take shortcuts in anything you do. There's always an opportunity for a short-term benefit, but in the long run, it could hurt you.
I can't even imagine how it would feel to get to the end of my 4 years here and feel like I haven't earned my degree because I had cheated on something. And I know it sounds really trite, like one assignment, one time, but I honestly think that stuff like that sticks with you.
I think going forward into the real world, what the honor code has given me really, but more so I would say what my professors have given me is just the real drive to learn.
I think the honor code does extend far beyond this campus. I think the idea of holding yourself to high standards, making sure that you can claim everything that you do, will serve all of us well in the future.